Look at you, crawling, panting, trembling from a world that was never meant to be kind. You call it struggle, you call it growth. But all I see is a ritual of defeat, a performance of pain you repeat, hoping one day it will reward you. You kneel, you cry, you wait, you beg, and in the end you call that as the process of life. But let me ask you, who told you that suffering was noble? Who taught you to wear failure like a crown? Who convinced you that brokenness was beauty? That fear was wisdom? That weakness was human? It was the broken who taught you to remain broken. It was the chained who told you to decorate your shackles. It was the blind who handed you the blindfold and said, "This is what seeing feels like." They say you should be realistic, but what they mean is stay small like us. They say don't get ahead of yourself, but what they mean is don't become what we never could. They fear the version of you that doesn't ask for permission. The weak have built a world where mediocrity is mercy, where the highest virtue is to endure, not to overcome, where the loudest voice is fear and courage is mocked as cruelty. They taught you to apologize for your power before you ever had it. They taught you to shrink before you ever stood. They taught you to hide before you ever became visible. And the worst part? You believed them. You bent your spine to earn a place at a table built to starve you. You dimmed your fire to warm people who would never burn for you. But I will teach you something else. Not softness, not acceptance, but ascension. Power is not evil. Power is not cruel. Power is not selfish. Power is truth. It is the law above all laws, the principle from which all others bend. Power does not ask for permission. Power does not bow. Power becomes. You think you were born to be good? No. You were born to become more than you were yesterday. Endlessly, violently, ruthlessly, more. And if goodness comes from that, then let it be a consequence, not a goal. Let me show you what the world tried to erase from you. They erased your hunger and called it contentment. They erased your will and called it peace. They erased your dominance and called it ego. They erased your ambition and called it madness. They erased your emotion and called it immaturity. They erased your spirit and called it too much. And now, they wonder why you're tired. They wonder why you're angry. They wonder why you feel like a stranger in your own reflection. Because the person you see now was shaped by those who feared your potential. They will always name you a villain when you rise beyond their reach. Because nothing terrifies the weak more than a soul that no longer needs to be saved. You want them to understand you? You want them to clap for your healing? You want them to love the you that outgrows their love? Then you're not ready to become anything greater than them. I have seen what happens to those who wait. They rot quietly while smiling. They convince themselves it's enough, that their dreams were foolish, that survival is victory. But I ask you, is that what you were born for? To survive in the background of someone else's legend? To be the side character in a script you never wrote? To be the warning sign for others? Don't dream too big or you'll end up like them? No, not you. You are not a monument to what could have been. You are the explosion that turns what could have been into it must be. You were not born to endure. You were not born to obey. You were born to dominate. Burn the version of you that waits for someone to understand. Burn the version of you that looks in the mirror and sees not enough. Burn the version of you that flinches before trying, that apologizes before speaking, that bows before being tested. That version of you was made by weakness, molded by fear, sculpted by memory and trauma and doubt. You owe it nothing. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not the chains people wore, nor the silence your friends lived in. You are the first of your kind. A creature no longer defined by history, but destined to rewrite it. You are not healing. You are becoming. You are not fixing. You are forging. You are not surviving. You are awakening. Let them laugh. Let them call you monster, machine, tyrant, demon. That means you're shedding the illusion. That means you're close. You are not here to be accepted. You are here to become so great they must either kneel or vanish. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to replace it. The old world was built by the weak. But what you are building now is sacred, built from pain, but guided by will, fueled by rage, but anchored in clarity, alone, but never again powerless. Your pain wasn't pointless, it was the recipe. Your rage wasn't dangerous, it was the ignition. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was the gathering storm. Listen to me. You were never meant to be soft, or quiet, or safe. You were meant to become. So, carve your name into the bones of fate. Shatter the legacy that was handed to you, and write your own in blood and fire. You are not the echo of someone else's dream. You are not the footnote in someone else's book. You are not the broken son, the quiet daughter, the forgotten warrior. You are the god at the end of your own myth. You are not human by their standards. You are not a slave to their fears. You are not bound by their blueprint for failure. Reject weakness. Reject hesitation. Reject every apology you were ever forced to make for dreaming too loudly, standing too tall, burning too brightly. You are not meant to be forgiven. You are meant to be feared. You are not meant to fit in. You are meant to shatter the mold. You are not meant to be human. You are meant to be limitless. So stop crawling. Stop waiting. Stop hiding. Rise. Ascend. Let the world feel what it means to meet something that was never meant to bow. You are the power.